Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Nurvila Manati, and today I will discuss about problems. So here we go. This is the problem. Mr. Thompson is a linguist studying the use of language in news reporting. He is particularly interested in how language can confuse bias, shape public opinion, and influence the perception of news events. Mr. Thompson analyzed articles from various news outlets covering the same of even the defined linguistic patterns that may indicate bias. He also considered the impact of this linguistic choice on the audience understanding and interpretation of the news. So the question is, what linguistic features should Mr. Thompson focus on the defined bias in news reporting? Discuss at least three features and explain how they can contribute to bias reporting. This is the answer problem. When trying to detect bias in news reporting, Mr. Thompson should focus on how language can subtly lead readers in a particular direction. Three linguistic features to consider are: first, descriptive verb and adjective. These are words that carry an emotional charge and influence the tone of the message. For example, the government caused the protest sound violent and negative, while the government resort order suggests calm and control. Though both they describe the same event, the word choice frames in differently. Mr. Thompson should look at how verb and adjective are used in emotionally sensitive topics. Balance of perspective and source. A fair article includes voice from multiple sides. If a rebel mostly quotes one group, like politicians or law enforcement, without allowing the opposing group to speak, it creates an imbalanced view. This can sway readers, even if unintentionally. Mr. Thompson can evaluate how different perspectives are included or left out. Last, overall tone and mood. The general tone of a page, whether sarcastic, sympathetic, aggressive, or dismissive, also reflect bias. This can be analyzed through repeated word patterns, sentence length, punctuation, example, exclamation, and rhetorical question. A sarcastic or dramatic tone may suggest the writer's personal opinion leaking into what should be an objective report. Second problem. Imagine you are a language planner working for the government of a country with a diverse linguistic landscape. The country has several indigenous languages spoken by different ethnic groups, as well as dominant national language used for official purpose. Your task is to develop a language policy that promotes linguistic diversity while ensuring effective communication and national unity. The question: how can the government promote the use and preservation of indigenous language through education? This is answer of second problem. To strengthen the use of indigenous language in the education system, here are several practical ideas. First, bilingual model school. These are schools that teach in both the national language and the local indigenous language. They can serve as best practice example as how the bilingual education works well in the modern setting. Second, train native speaking teachers. Local people who speak the indigenous language fluently can be trained as formal educators. This ensures that teaching is both linguistically accurate and culturally authentic. Leverage media and technology. Create online platform, podcast, YouTube channel, or mobile games that use local language. This is can make learning more appealing, especially for non-local culture in curriculum. Instead of teaching language in isolation, integrate them with traditional stories, rituals, song, and values. This turns language learning into a cultural journey rather than a memorization text. Thank you.